and Fitzroy started the game brilliantly. They were, in fact, 10 goals won on the board one stage just before half-time. Essendon did nothing in the first quarter, came back a little bit in the second quarter, and they were looking fairly good. But Fitzroy are certainly a team of 1981. I believe that. They've got a team of goers now. They've got good players up forward. They had a brilliant player in Terry O'Neill at fullback. The other players that spring to mind quickly as I look down here on the sheet, Conlon, Manane, Muggerman, Quinlan, Rendell. They're really some great players, and they're going to go a long way. We've got some film on a couple of incidents which I'd like to talk about, but perhaps looking at the way that Fitzroy now are playing this game, here's a kick-off off in the air for a start by Manane, which was intelligent play.
Must be a good recruit, Dave.
They are, but look at the passing. Intelligent passing, and Muggerman, he is...
improved out of sight.
Oh, improved out of sight. You're right, Jack. He kicked 4 straight goals, and just when they were needed too by Fitzroy.
Which way was the wind blowing yesterday?
Well, the wind was blowing to the opposite end to what Muggerman is kicking now, but yet they scored most of their goals the other end.
That's right.
Yeah, most of the goals the other end. In fact, a young player from Essendon, Thompson, 34, took a mark on the centre square line. As the siren went, and I thought, geez, came back to have a shot at goal. Why would he be doing that? And he kicked it right through the centre from there with the wind behind. Let's have a look at Quinlan has passed the ball to this player. All right, now just watch who takes the mark over the back of the pack.
Not number 5.
Quinlan, have a look. Quinlan has given him the ball from the centre wing position, and there he is again. That's the Quinlan of 1981. Well, perhaps he should have been in front, but he took it. And here's Bahaja playing very well indeed. In the first half, he was probably the best man on the ground and a very, very strong player. Tim Watson, in his comeback after 6 months, he hasn't had been able to play a game of football, did extremely well. And if Essendon had more players with the heart and the intestinal fortitude of Tim Watson, they'd be a much better side.
Some unorthodox tackling, Doug, that worried you a bit.
Well, yes, and I don't know what the
you went on the ground.
No, it wasn't worried me, but it certainly worried Manane, and he went down fairly heavily. I think you might see it here, in this incident here. And you have a look where the umpire is. There's the umpire standing right beside him. Now,
how did he miss it?
How would he miss it? I wouldn't know how he would miss it. The other umpire was about 15 metres away, and how he missed it, I don't know. And that wasn't just an isolated incident concerning that player either.
Can you put a line to stop them from doing that?
Pardon?
Can you get a line to stop them doing that?
Well, don't suggest that, they'll bring it up.
But it was...
umpires might get relegated.
Well, I don't know. I think H should have a look at the film. Big H should have a look at the film. Muggerman again, as you see coming away, he was a good player, but Fitzroy have certainly got a team of guys. A real team, and Rendell up forward, he's got to learn to, when he gets to the ball, to take it. He got to the ball to take the marks, I'd say about 8 or 9 times yesterday, and it was punched out of his hands or he dropped the mark. Once he learns to take a big mark, he'll be a very good player.
Doug, you spoke to Kevin Sheedy at Club Corner. What do you think about Essendon?
I think they've got some pretenders. Player they've been saying, look, this time last year, Essendon, in fact, had won 3 out of the 5, and we're in the 5, right? And they finished up in the first round, winning, I think, about 6 or 7 out of it. You know, they are really pretenders. They're saying, who?
Probably just saying the whole side's pretending.
Well, I think they are. I mean,
living on reputation.
Yes. I mean...
not individuals.
Well, I could mention Danaher. Neil Danaher has been a good player, just didn't put in anything yesterday. Phil Carman is certainly a pretender. You know, they've got players who have been going to produce it for years and haven't done it.
Right, Doug, your votes for yesterday's match.
I gave 1 to Muggerman. Noel Muggerman. I thought his game was a very, very good game, just around the ground and kicking those 4 goals. To a player, I gave 2 votes to Tony Bahaja. Without him, Essendon would have been completely lost. He had a lapse in the 3rd quarter, but his first 2 quarters and last quarter when he kicked 2 goals, bringing Essendon a little bit closer, were good. And best man on the ground, one of the best performances I've seen put in by a fullback, and that's Terry O'Neill. And I'll be talking to Terry a little bit later on in the program about a player who started with South Melbourne, then went to Port Melbourne, then is back with Fitzroy. It'll be interesting to talk to Terry later on.
Terry O'Neill, our 3-voter out at VFL Park yesterday from the Wales panel, and we'll check the progress voting in the World of Sport Adidas Award in just a moment.